Welcome back to See Me About Sunrise. We're having too much fun on set. Of course, we're here with Yendi Phillipps, first runner-up in the Miss Universe 2010 pageant, and our very own Miss Jamaica World and Miss Jamaica Universe and dancehall queen. Inside joke. Queen, yeah, inside joke. No, but before we left, I had a very serious question to ask you. There's some argument surrounding your question and answer segment. Some people are saying, you know, when you're answering questions, you have to always be diplomatic, and even though they liked your answer, you know, you were very honest with yourself. You were adamant about how you felt about the situation, and people are saying, you know, she should have been a little more diplomatic. Looking back at the results, hearing these comments, would you do it differently?
No.
Okay,
no.
Tell me why.
Nothing differently. And the same judge who asked me that question, Tamron, when I went back, stood at my desk, I remember her looking at me, and she literally did this at me.
Wink.
Because I stayed true to my belief. I saw the judges who responded positively. There's nothing that I would have said differently or done differently. That is how I truly feel, and that's just what it is. That's how I feel. I don't think I was pushy or adamant. I actually think there was some diplomacy there, else I would have said something like, hang them all, you know what I mean? Which I did not. I truly believe, I mean, that's my belief. I don't think any of us as humans have the right to take a life.
Yendi, one of the things I've always admired about you is your perseverance, definitely, and you really influence young people like myself. And I wanted to know,
so
yes,
touching.
I know, and I wanted to know, because when you entered Miss Universe, and persons were saying, why is she entering that?
Right.
So tell us where you get this perseverance from.
Let me tell you something. If you follow people, you will never accomplish what you want to accomplish in life.
True.
I'll tell you right now. I think that everyone will always have an opinion, and the only opinion that should matter is a little voice inside of you. We all have a gut instinct and a gut feeling, and I truly believe that that is us being guided in the direction that our life is supposed to go. And if you ignore that feeling, you will never be content, because you would have allowed other people to dictate your path instead of acknowledging and following what you know is rightfully yours. You know, did I get heavy?
No.
That's deep. That's deep.
So inspirational.
I read that, you know, well, I've always heard that you've been inspired by your mom.
Yeah.
Does it have something to do with how strong-willed you are now?
I don't know if it has to do with how strong-willed I am, but I know it has to do with how I view life. My mom passed when I was 16, and it taught me very early about how fragile life is, and how much you have to make the most of every moment. You know, if you sit back and you wait, it passes you by. Life goes by so quickly, and none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. So if you have tomorrow, if you have now, why not do something with it?
Right.
Why not make the most with it? Why sit back and allow yourself to live in a shoulda, coulda, woulda existence because you didn't follow through your passion because of someone? No.
Because of someone.
Life is short. We only have it once. Make the most of it. Do it now.
Yeah, man, definitely.
I'm having tears.
Tamara is tearing up. Speaking of you, you know, living in the moment and making sure you get natural zest out of life, you've done tremendous things for Jamaica. You know, you've made history. The pageant is actually they're talking to Minister about hosting it because of you.
You know?
Come on.
No, sorry,
it's because of you.
No, but you know, it would be nice. Can you imagine if I got to host it when it was in Jamaica?
Can you imagine?
I think that would be the case. I think so.
It'd be nice. I think we should put out a bid.
You share the money.
I'm so shameless.
Yeah.
Girl, we can share the moment.
All right, I can get some bling like you.
I can't bother. I cannot be bothered. No, Regina.
No, but we know. Speaking of bling, let's talk about the dress. It was very blinging. People even had things to say about that. She looked good enough, but the dress flop and all of, you know how people stay. Tell them what you placed with the gown section. Didn't you do excellent in that?
I came second.
She came second.
My evening gown score was second.
Wow.
The one thing I think I'd like to say is that I truly believe that everyone shouldn't be too focused on analyzing what could have been done differently, but acknowledge that this is an accomplishment for Jamaica, and I think we need to bask in the moment and not take it to pieces trying to figure out what could have, but acknowledge what is, and let's just live in the moment. This is big for Jamaica, you know?
And tell us about some of the sectional prizes that you won.
Well, I didn't win any sectional prizes.
Or the general
in Jamaica.
Okay, the prizes, the prizes that you won.
Well, at second place, there is a cash prize.
Don't tell
Okay,
anybody.
okay, all right, fine.
Do not tell anybody.
There is a cash prize, and there's also a part scholarship to New York Film Academy, which is
So you're going to go back again?
yeah, because I do want to go into television and film and
Perfect.
so
And
it's
you've already
perfect.
been in there
Perfect.
before.
Finally, before we go, we are getting the wrap up signal. What you've a great ambassador for Jamaica already. You know, you have so much ahead. You know, what's the next step? Where are you going forward? Where can we see you?
I know where I ultimately want to go, and that is in film, television, and modeling as well. But I really do want to just take in the moment. I don't think this happens very often in life. Like this show ain't gonna come around again. So I just want to take it in. But as it relates to Jamaica, my foundation, I'm launching my foundation. Listen out for it. It's coming up in a couple of months. And as usual, I know it sounds cliche, but I think anyone who knows me knows I love children with my, my summer camps and everything. But it is going to be geared towards the performing arts and early childhood education.
Oh, wicked.
So that's what I'm focusing on as it relates to Jamaica right now.
Wicked. Children are our future.
They are.
So proud of you.
We
get
So
the wrap
proud.
signal.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats, Yendi.
We could have a longer interview.
But we have to.
The next
to take a
segment,
break.
coming back after the break.
You want to throw to the break?
Can I?
Yes. Practice from now. We're on CPM at Sunrise.
Where do I?
Right there.
Where's it? Oh, there's.
Oh, they
something
want
else on the
another
prompter.
question. Not breaking. Since coming home, what has the reception
Oh.
been like?
From your closest friends as well and family.
So my closest friends and family, they were there with me. But the reception has been great, wholly positive. My word. The airport staff or something else. You know, they made me really feel like, okay, at home and at home for a reason.
Wow.
It's been amazing being in. I got home, I went to the supermarket, like right back to my regular supermarket, and the attendant who weighs the vegetables, she goes, you know, someone no would have seen, you know, because your house supposed to empty. So I was like, yeah, I was like, wow, I'm right back home, and it feels good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Well, it's good to have you back in. All right.
Good.
So just say you're on CVM, and we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Okay. Well, you know, you're watching CVM at Sunrise. We'll take a break. We're going to be back, but you have to come back with us. We'll see you soon.
Ah, perfect.